impressive is the teams that actually made it to the finals, because I mean, no one probably thought once that Santa Fe lost White that they're going to make it that far. And then Atrisco Heritage, I think they thought about it, but I think they thought more about Cleveland. Everybody's talking about Cleveland, and it's kind of ridiculous. They made them a 7 seed and all that kind of stuff. But Atrisco just keeps winning at the last minute, Same with Santa Fe. All the games are just unbelievable, Marty. They really are.
And you know, on our radio show last Saturday on ESPN, we have a 9 to 10 show called FN Sports Saturday, Fred and I. But I predicted Volcano Vista versus Cleveland. That was my pick. I think you had Santa Fe.
Well, no, I didn't really. I picked Volcano Vista too. My boy played at Santa Fe and that, so I have sentimental feelings toward Santa Fe. Just like yesterday, when Volcano Vista was playing, I thought, dang, Santa Fe, man, this team is so little, playing these monsters, 6'7", 6'5", 6'3" guys, and I'm thinking there's just no way. I know my boy and I both said there's no way that Santa Fe can win. And I tell you what, full court press, just like what happened to Volcano Vista the day before against Hobbs, and they almost lost. Remember, they had 25 turnovers the first game. They had 25 turnovers yesterday, and I think Santa Fe looked at that, and that's why they did it.
Well, the big guys from Volcano Vista, the game plan was to break the press and get the ball inside, and they did that most of the game. But I was impressed with Santa Fe guards. That must be the best guard tandem. They really put pressure on you, and boy, they did get Volcano Vista to turn it over. The thing I was impressed was the crowd from Santa Fe. What do you think, 8,000 or 9,000 people?
I don't know. I was telling people anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000. It's so hard to tell because everybody blends in, but it was a nice crowd, and I predict, like I told you before the show, that it will be a sellout. I'll guarantee it. Santa Fe, they're hot for a good team now. It's been 41 years, Marty, since they made it to the state tournament, and I think Santa Fe's ready for this team to really win a state championship, maybe, even without White. That's the thing, it's amazing.
I think you go back to 1978 was the last time they were in the finals.
I just know 41 years ago, whatever that is.
Yeah, about 41 years ago.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, knowing these Santa Fe fans, I think the pit will be a sellout at 8 o'clock. And by the way, that game's going to be on ProView Network under the National High School Network. You can get a pass and watch that game if you can't get here to the pit.
Yeah. Well, what was amazing, Marty, is, and I don't think I told you this, but my boy did. My boy called me that morning, yesterday morning, and said that there's 4 to 5 inches of snow on the ground. I said, there is? He said, yeah, and they called off school. And all those people still made it down. Now, I don't know how bad it really was, but they all made it down here by the time the game played. So that was pretty impressive that, school's out now and, what are all the things that happened. Hey, let's talk, though, about the 5A ladies.
Well, we didn't talk about the other semi for boys.
Oh, that's right.
We got the other one was the late night game, and that was really that game,
Cleveland,
and that went into overtime.
Right, and Cleveland again for how many times? Every time they played Atrisco, they've lost leads. I think they've had leads as big as 16 points in some games, but it was crazy what happened.
Here's the thing: is Cleveland, I still think is a great team. 32 seconds, Munn misses a layup. Cleveland's up by 2 with 32 seconds.
Yep.
The ball goes to Munn, and he misses the layup.
Right.
That would have put the game away, 4 points.
Yep.
And then Atrisco Heritage gets the ball back, and guess who gets the ball? Ramos.
Yep,
and Ramos, he played great last year when they won the state tournament. For some reason, when he gets to the pit, he goes nuts. And they got the ball to the last shot, and he puts it in the overtime.
And the best defender in the state probably is Muhammad, and he was the one guarding him, and he still got the ball.
He shot
He's
the
amazing.
ball over.
Ramos is incredible.
He was the best defender on the team for Cleveland, Muhammad.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, when that game went into overtime, Cleveland doesn't have the depth as Atrisco Heritage, Fred, and I saw the momentum change in that game. And sure enough, Atrisco Heritage won it in overtime, but what a great game. You're talking about they played each other, 4 times before that?
Yeah, Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think they were, what, 2-2 or 3?
No, I think they were 3-1 at Trisco. I think at Trisco beat them 3. They've blown leads. Cleveland has every time. So.
And every game went down to the last shot.
It did, yeah.
You
no,
talking
really
about a classic. So tomorrow night's finals at 8 o'clock, it's going to be the Santa Fe Demons, who haven't been here for 41 years, and they're going up against the defending champions.
That's right, defending
and how
champs.
many times? What's the last time we've had back-to-back championships?
You know, I don't even know. I should, but I don't.
Yeah,
so.
I should too.
Yeah.
But a Tristol Heritage is going to have an opportunity to win a back-to-back title.
Yep.
And that
doesn't happen a lot. It really doesn't. In fact, every year it's always a surprise. You'll find a 13 seed, a 10 seed, 11 seed, but anyway, it's going to be cool. So hey, we don't have a lot of time. So
let's get to the girls. We're going to break here in about 7 more minutes, so let's talk about the girls 5A.
Yeah, well, it started out with Hobbs was playing Carlsbad, and really Carlsbad led most of the whole game. And in fact, they had a nice lead and the ball and stuff. They ended up losing the ball 2 or 3 times. It came down though to where Carlsbad had the lead and the ball, and they throw the ball away. And one of the Smiths girls, the tall one, the one at 6'1", she intercepts it. They throw it down underneath the basket. I think it was Jennings, and she gets the ball, makes the layup. The game's over, and Hobbs wins. I mean, is that amazing? That
and now Hobbs has a chance now to go back to back. They won it last year. Hobbs girls won it, so they're going to be in the finals tomorrow night at 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now the other semifinal game was a barn burner, a classic.
It is one of the best games, Marty, that I've watched. And the thing is, you would think that Piedra Vista would have it made because they've already won 3 times. But you know what happens? 2 or 3, it doesn't matter how many times you win. Something's going to happen, and it happened to West Mesa because West Mesa has lost 3 years in a row. They've lost in the first or second round, actually. And this year they finally did it. And it was Varos who actually didn't have the greatest game, but she made those real key free throws, the 2 free throws at the end, and then Piedra Vista got a shot off, but they missed a shot, and West Mesa wins.
They had a shot to win it.
Yeah.
And the thing about that game, it's hard to beat a team 4 times. Piedra Vista beat West Mesa 3 times, all close games.
Every one of them was like, I think, a 1-point game.
And so it probably was in the cards for this game to go into overtime.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll tell you, I live on the west side of Albuquerque, and I'll tell you what, I'm proud of those West Mesa girls. You talking about it, and you know the coach Manny Otero.
Manny Otero, yeah.
I mean, I've known his family since I was in high school, and I'll tell you, I'm so proud of that guy winning. And so it's going to be
I think the whole city's happy for West Mesa because, you know, West Mesa's had a lot of problems in all their sports. They're okay, but this is really great for, I think, for West Mesa. And, you know, Rivas, she's going to the Army on a scholarship. Well, it's not a scholarship, I guess. They don't call that a scholarship. But she's going to the Army. What a great place to go. And she supposedly has a 4.0 grade point. What a great girl. She scores, 21 points. Barella, who's the transfer that came in this year, she scored 19. And like I said, Varos made the 2 big free throws. So really great for West Mesa. And, you know, I want to just say one thing about that Lene Billy, the freshman. I've been talking about her on our
That's
on
the
our
girl
radio.
from West Mesa.
No, the Billy girl is the one from Piedra Vista.
Vista.
That's a freshman, and she scored 15 points and had 9 rebounds. And I mean, she is good, Marty. I don't know if you remember her, number 32. And I know that Bradbury was here. I don't know if he was looking at her, but I hope he does because this girl's a player.
You know, talking about 9th graders, this might be the greatest year in the history of women's basketball in the state of New Mexico, where we've seen so many
9th and 10th graders too
that are just
both
coming out.
Yeah.
I can't wait when these kids become seniors.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I'll tell you, that game went into overtime. So now Hobbs Eagles, the girls team, who won a thriller last year against Cibola in the last second, and that game went into overtime last year. this West Mesa Hobbs game, I mean, what time does that start on Saturday?
Saturday, let me see.
I think it's 7 o'clock, right?
It's
4 o'clock.
No, it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
So it's a 2 o'clock game.
The Hobbs West Mesa game's at 2 o'clock on
2
Saturday.
o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God they are having it too, because all the Santa Fe fans will be coming in right afterwards.
That's right, yeah.
But so we've got a great matchup in girls 5A and boys 5A, and I'm telling you, it's worth $10 to get in this place.
I agree. And then now we don't have a lot of time till we take a break, but let's start with 4A.
Yeah, we'll
and
talk about 4A,
what's really neat about 4A is that boys and girls, Los Lunas is in both of them. So, man, I tell you what, that community of Los Lunas, they better come out in full force, because I would be really.
Fred, what's the last time Los Lunas Tigers had their women's and boys team in the finals?
You know, I don't know about that either. I hate when you ask me that, because then
I don't know.
Then you put me on the spot.
I don't think it's ever happened.
I don't want to say that. I don't know. All I know is they're in it, and so anyway, going to the boys. The boys end up playing Del Norte, and Del Norte was the big surprise 3 years ago when they made the New Mexico Activities upset when they upset Espanola at Espanola, and this year they did the same thing. They upset Espanola, so they ended up playing in the semis, and they gave them a good game for the first half, and then the second half they came back and beat them 77-60, but and I think that's what everybody thought.
So Los Lunas is going to be playing the Valley Vikings.
Yep, Valley Vikings.
And you know, the Valley.
I tell you what, did you watch that game?
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, Silver City, Valley was beating them really good. They had them didn't they have them by about 15 points with about 7 minutes to go, and I thought, what a blowout. And then I tell you what, here comes Silver City. Full court press, and man, Valley panicked, and man, I'll tell you what a finish for Valley and Joe Coleman, because you know when he started the tournament, Marty, they were 13-13. Now they're 16-13. So that's really pretty cool that they can.
So Valley was led by Derek Chavez, and the last time a Chavez led a team to the finals, Chavez, was back in 1965. Larry Chavez, who Dreamstyle Arena is named after his company.
Why would you think that that's the last time for a Chavez at Valley High School? There were so many Chavezes at Valley.
I know, but
are you making something up again, Marty?
No, I'm not making this up. I looked this up this morning.
Okay, I want to be sure.
Now, I'm talking about being in the state finals.
Okay.
And the last time Valley, when Larry Chavez won in 1965 against Roswell at Johnson Gym, and now Valley has a player named Chavez that's going to be in the finals tomorrow, and that's going to be a classic. I got to believe Larry Chavez from Dreamstyle Remodeling is going to be here tomorrow night.
Well, he scored 19 points. Chavez did. He made 4 threes, and of course he was their star last year too, being a young kid that he is. He's going to be back again next year. So, hey, should we go to
Yeah, we ought to go for break. We'll come back.
We'll go to, well, I don't know if we do.
Are we ready for break, boys? All right.
Okay.
We'll be back here in a few minutes for the back part of the show.
All right.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS Network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
The service department at Gala Chevrolet is clean, modern, and ready for you. Our master technicians service every make and model, including certified service on any GM vehicle. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is
family-owned. Hey everybody,
family-owned.
I'm back here with Kevin Klein with Car Crafters, who's a Los Lunas legend, basketball legend. And of course, he does the announcing. And by the way, we appreciate you being one of our sponsors, Kevin.
No,
I mean, we do.
Hey, we really appreciate everything you guys do. I think it's great you guys bring so many games to the public and let these kids be on TV. It's awesome.
So since we're talking about Los Lunas, what's the last time Los Lunas has had the girls and boys in the finals?
I don't know if it's ever happened. I know the last time the boys were in it, actually, yeah, the girls might have been in it. It's probably been about 5 or 6 years, but both of them didn't win. So I'm hoping this year is the year that they could both, cut down the nets.
So what year did you play for the Los Lunas?
My senior year was 2008. So
and you guys almost won it that year.
No, well, we were one of the top seeded teams, but we got upset in the first round by a good Albuquerque High team coached by Ron Garcia. It was a bummer, but no, that was a great team, and it's always fun. This is the best time of year, high school basketball in New Mexico. You can't beat it.
So what's your take? Since we've got you here in Los Lunas, let's break down the boys' final and the girls' final. So let's start with the boys real quick.
Yeah.
What do you think Los Lunas have to do to beat Valley?
Los Lunas, Valley's a good team. I announced the game down in Los Lunas earlier in the year. They played. I think Valley was missing a key player. I think their key guard was out. So, but man, Coleman does a great job with those guys. I think for Los Lunas, they have the experience here at the pit. They just need to play their game, play the defense that they've been playing. I know they've been holding teams to under 50 points for a long time now, and I think they just play their game plan, and Valley's going to be tough. It's going to be a great game.
And Coach Joe Coleman, he's a classic. He's won a state title.
Yep.
And, of course, this is the first year they're down in 4A. Mm-hmm. And nobody thought, everybody thought they were going to be pretty good. But
yeah,
if you would have saw them early in the season, I didn't think they could get here.
Oh, like I said, I saw them when they were missing some pieces, and so, but I still thought they were good. And like you said, Coleman's a great coach. So. And
Valley has a tradition.
Yep.
In 1965, Larry Chavez, with the arena's named after his company.
Yep.
He led Valley to the state title back at Johnson Gym.
Yeah.
Hobbs came in with a 42-game winning streak, and Larry Chavez was the point guard. So, and they have another Chavez kid leading them here. So this is going to be a great game.
It's going to be an awesome game.
Obviously, you're going to be right there on court side, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be down there. Catching some sweat. Hopefully, watching the boys come with a victory. But yeah, it's going to be a great game.
What about the girls' finals?
Girls' finals.
Los Lunas versus